Christmas bow and why we put bows on our presents. In northeastern Wyoming during the mid-1880s, ranchers had to keep vigil, riding the range to save their cattle from Sioux hunting parties. The Sioux Indians had a good reason for forming hunting parties, though. With ranchers moving in and taking their hunting grounds, the tribes faced starvation. Several days before Christmas, the rangers got word that a party of Sioux had set out on a hunting expedition. Chet Burton and the other ranchers had to leave their families to scout the range. So, on Christmas Eve, Sophie Burton was alone in the ranch house with her 5 children. After reading them a Bible story, she tucked them in for the night and returned to the living room where she began decorating a small Christmas tree. Shortly before midnight, the door of the house flew open, and a young bride came inside. Using words in sign language, the young man let Mrs. Burton know that he came in peace. He had been hurt and he had crawled for over a mile to reach the ranch house. The injured Sioux told Sophie that he needed food and a place to stay for the night. Sophie fixed the young brave a bed of blankets in front of the fire and fed him bread, meat, and hot coffee. The young man ate and drank without saying a word. Then he spotted gifts under the tree. He questioned Sophie and she tried to explain.
We give gifts at Christmas to remember how God gave us His Son, Jesus, to save us.
After breakfast the next morning, Sophie hitched the wagon and got her children ready to take the brave to his camp 10 miles away. Before they left, the Indian man used a red stone to draw marks on the door of the house. Sophie asked what the markings meant. Using both words and sign language, the young brave tried to explain the marks. But Sophie could only understand that the marks had something to do with the law of his people. At the camp, the Indian brave... At the camp, the Indian brave was lifted from the wagon. Then, Sophie and the children were told to wait. Soon, a long procession of Sioux Indians started coming toward the wagon. As they came closer, Sophie sensed that the Sioux were friendly. One by one, the Indians came to the wagon and laid gifts in the back. Children's garments of soft skin with porcupine quills and colored beads, children's feather headdresses, an Indian doll, a painted bow with a skin quiver full of light arrows.
It's choking me, it's choking me.
As an old man in a full headdress motioned for Sophie to leave, he spoke one word.
Christmas!
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you.
Sophie Burton smiled and said,
Merry Christmas to you.
then she turned the wagon and started back to the ranch house. She She thought about the marks on her door and knew that the Indian brave had made them to protect her home. Mrs. Burden thanked God for bringing the Sioux brave to her house. She thanked God for the gift of food she was able to give the young man and for the special gifts that he and his tribe gave her family. And that's the story of the Christmas bow. Now we're going to sing a little song.